The A team is critical because often when people think about leverage, they think of leveraging money, but you can leverage other people's time as well, which is very valuable. And so you need to build that team in order to, so you become the CEO of your business, of your operation.
Hey everyone, Mike Rosehart here, talking to you guys today about building the A team, surrounding yourself with the right people that will help you succeed. And I'm joined today with René. René, we're talking about what is the A team. So we're talking off camera about having an A team and that being very important to success in business and life.
The A team is critical because often when people think about leverage, they think of leveraging money, but you can leverage other people's time as well, which is very valuable. And so you need to build that team in order to, so you become the CEO of your business, of your operation. I mean, you don't want to be doing tasks that obviously don't pay much, such as cutting the lawn or doing the snow plowing or something like that. You want to do tasks that bring you up to the level where you can actually grow your business, grow yourself, and then grow your network as well, and your net worth as well.
Yeah, and there's a famous saying, you see it on Instagram all the time, your network is your net worth, right? So the people you surround yourself with will determine the likelihood of you succeeding at that task and how successful you'll be in life. I've personally found that when I surrounded myself with, for instance, people who are like A-level players, people who are the smartest at what they do, or they're crushing it in real estate, or they're the best stock investors, or maybe they just are entrepreneurs. That mindset rubs off. And the people you surround yourself with, it determines who you are.
You're just the average of those 5-6 people that you hang around with.
That's right.
So you don't want to be in a room where you're the top dog or you know all of it. You want to be somewhere you're learning from others and you're bouncing off ideas. And really what holds people back often is, I mean, sure, it's the time, the money, they'll tell themselves that, but the biggest one is the mindset. Once you find yourself in a mindset of growth, of giving, of sharing information, of growing personally, because I don't see a difference between, there's very little difference between growing personally and growing your business. When my business is growing, I'm growing as well with it. In fact, I would even say that growing, we operate at our level of consciousness that we understand. And in order to bring that up, it's first of all, you can do it through books. Sure, you can do it through your experiences, such as the experiences you have with your life. But most often, you get it from the people that you surround yourself with.
It's true. It is entirely true. And I think the biggest piece of getting on the right path, you might say to me, well, how do I surround myself with A-level players if all of my friends just play video games and smoke weed all day? How do I, well, in Canada it's legal now, so how do I get to that point where I start introducing the right people into my life? And I think we were talking off camera a bit about knowing yourself and starting with a lot of us in real estate specifically and as entrepreneurs, we start off saying, I want to be a lone wolf. I want to do everything myself. I'm going to renovate the property myself. I'm going to buy it myself. It's my team. I'm a team of one, or I'm a team of two, like me and my spouse or something. And they don't want to share the profit. They don't want to share their ideas. They're very restrictive. But what I've personally found, and having started as a lone wolf, my first 10 properties were all by myself. And that was a mistake. When you don't go to networking events, you don't meet people and bring people into your team, what you'll find is there's only so far you can grow because you can only learn so much by yourself. When you start sharing information with others, and the more you give, the more you get back, right? So the more you cross-pollinate, right? So I think of flowers cross-pollinating, the more flowers you're going to have. There's just more for everyone. And so cross-pollination is so important, I think, in entrepreneurship, in business. It's the reason I went to the Richard Ivey School of Business is because I believed that the case-based discussion, sharing of knowledge and discussion of how you solve real-world problems, that was so valuable. I learned so much from that program. And then I graduated from the school and started doing things by myself. I worked a job and I just started buying properties. And I didn't think, it came to me, I think in probably 2016, 2017, that you need to build a power team. If you want to get to that, I personally want to get to that next level of, DECA, 100 million size company, I need to have those right people in place, people that I can trust to help my mindset stay where it needs to be, people I can trust, even delegate tasks to, and work with me, because you can't do it yourself. You can't build a $100 million business by yourself. You just can't do it. You need to have those people on your team.
Like they say in business, it's based on relationships. Same thing with real estate. It's based on relationships. And these relationships are developed over time. When I hire somebody, we don't jump in like it's a marriage. We take our time with it. There's segments where we understand each other,
Yes.
we understand our strengths, our weaknesses, we understand what the other person wants. So it's a win-win relationship for both of us. Yes. And then we test it out maybe for a week or for one contract, for one job, and then we go maybe a bit longer. Then it develops into a relationship in which we mutually beneficial. We know where we're going.
Yes.
And that helps for any endeavor.
Yes. And you want to make sure that when you're partnering with people and you're building a team, you're going to be experimenting, and with experimentation comes failure. And so when you realize that someone's not the right person for your team, whether it's an employee or whether they're a business partner, it's the quicker you act to cut off the gangrene arm, the better it's going to be, because it spreads and it infects your whole business.
I'm so glad you said that, because really, as the saying goes, you hire slowly, but then when you fire quickly.
Yes.
That's the best way. And then you build a team, and it's going to take some time. And some people, it depends on what you attract as well. I mean, it depends on what the level of consciousness you're working on or you're working with. You're going to attract that certain level. You can't just start off and then start try to bring in some who's like professional for 25 years.
Yes.
You work with who at your level, and then accept your level, and then get to the next level. And some people will come and go with your team.
Yep.
And some of them will grow with your team as well.
For sure.
That's also important.
I think another thing is a major pitfall that people have, I think, is when you're just getting started investing in real estate or investing in any business, you start with bringing in people that are like yourself. And we actually, when I interview people, the people who are most like myself are the people I want to hire the most. But the research shows that you have like storming and norming going on as you form teams, right? And you through that process of basically creating the most efficient team you could have, you need diversity of thought.
Yes.
So the person you don't think you need in your team is the person you probably need the most. The person who is most different from yourself, you probably need that person on your team to have that diversity of thought and that divergent thinking that will lead to that next level idea, or allow you to change your business in a way that maybe you didn't think. Like, for instance, I'll use my own personal example. My business partner, who owns half the property management company with me, he and I are opposing forces when it comes to certain ideas. I'm very much a dreamer. Like, I have this plan of us getting to be $1 billion company. Yes. And $100 million is totally realistic. I think we can get there. And he'll be grounded in reality. I might be more of a optimist, where he might be more pessimistic and say, or a very analytic person, where I'm more emotional, for instance. I'll make some decisions with emotion in mind. He is very much, I don't want to say robotic, because he's a great guy, and we're great friends too. But he can be very much calculated in his decision and more analytical. And so our two minds come together, and something beautiful happens. We complement each other in a way that it really is something that needs to be a symbiotic relationship. And there needs to be that. If you had a team that was all a bunch of people like yourself, you wouldn't be as successful.
No, you wouldn't get very far, because most often, if you're meticulous, you don't see wide span of things. You need both sides of it to grow. It's definitely very, very important.
It's been very hard for me to move, because I'm very I almost have like an OCD in the sense that I'm very attentive to detail, and things have to be done a certain way. Like, I almost have a Steve Jobs sense of, not in the same way where I'm controlling things like him, but the vision. Yes. And then I see a certain way vision has to be enacted, right? And so things have to be done a certain way to make sure the vision is realized. And so having people around me that can execute on that, as well as people that can say, hey, Mike, it's okay if it's 80% to the vision. It'll be enough. It's
also important to bounce off a few ideas with each other. And then you can verify certain things. Or if you really believe in something and they're the more grounded, well, they can test a few things or ask you questions which you may not have thought of. So you're growing along the way, and you're testing yourself, and you're better off that way. You're definitely better off surrounding with people that complement you, so that your weaknesses are their strengths.
Correct. Exactly right. And that's the biggest thing, is to create a full team. Everyone has weaknesses. I have weaknesses too. And I need people on my team that strengthen those weaknesses, and I do vice versa for them.
And it starts off by knowing your own strengths.
Yes.
And what I often tell people, especially who want to start off, you can't be doing it all. You can't have all the skills. Choose two, be very good at those two, 3 skills, and then delegate the rest to others. And then they're part of your team. They help you out. It doesn't have to be where you're hiring somebody and you're paying them by the hour. It could just be they're an independent contractor, or they're a consultant, or some sort of different relationship. So focus on your own strengths, know yourself first, and then connect with people who can help you grow.
That's exactly right. And I think another one of the biggest pitfalls that people, this is probably not the biggest one, but definitely something that people kind of run across is they get to a point where they think that they can do it on their own. They think that, I said this before, it's like they just don't build the right team of people. They don't value that they should be, there's so much profit out there to be made.
So much, and yes.
I would much rather own a small percentage of a $100 million company, like a quarter of a $100 million company, than all of a $5 million company.
That's a good point.
You'll have a lot more yourself, right?
It comes back to the mindset. The mindset of scarcity is a mindset of poverty. The mindset that there's not enough for everybody is definitely a mindset of poverty.
You want an abundance mindset is what they talk about.
Abundance, for sure. There's abundance of wealth. I mean, look everywhere. It's the abundance of wealth. Believe in that. Definitely has helped to grow.
Yeah.
To grow your business, to grow personally as well.
Yes. And like personal growth is really important as in tandem, I think, with, entrepreneurial growth, with business, wealth, all of those other spiritual. There are so many different facets. I talked in a previous video about the 8 core distinct areas of happiness, right? The secret formula to happiness. And I want to redo this video in greater depth because it was an old video and it was a blog post I did a long time ago. And I've done a lot more thinking about it. And I think for myself, the most optimized, opportune setup is like the reason I bought this house, for instance. This has a boardroom. And I call this like the heart of the house, the business house. It also has like 8 or 9 bedrooms. So my idea was like,
it doesn't look that big from the front.
It's very deceiving.
It really is.
I want to have this, what I call like this firehouse, right? Okay. So this place of like, and I don't just mean financial independence, retired early. I mean like fire of ideas and entrepreneurship. And my own business partner lives with me in the back suite of my house. So it's, and then we have another 3-bedroom suite in the lower. And it would be nice to have, ideally in the long run, I have like a compound or a castle or something long term. This is 5-10 years out. You guys are getting into like where it's going to be in 5 or 10 years, and all of the rooms will be rented as sort of offices or whatever. We'll have a common area where we collaborate, and there'll be like 15 people in the core circle of like, I'll call it the Rosehart core circle, and within my Rosehart core circle there'll be those people that are contributing different ideas, and just that cross pollination is beautiful. Even if it doesn't make money, I think it adds so much value to my life.
All great leaders surround themselves with lots of perspectives so they can pick and choose from it. And then they also, it allows to pinpoint their perspective to make sure that this is the right move to make.
Yes.
Steve Jobs, Ray Dalio as well, does it as well.
Yeah. Great points. I really enjoyed making this video. We were talking off camera just about student rentals, and it evolved into this conversation about building your A-team. And I want to put a shout out to all those people who are watching. If you want to be part of my A-team, we are hiring. So reach out to me, send me an Instagram DM, reach out to me on Facebook Messenger, send me a message. I would love to bring people in. I want to do some sort of mentorship program. People keep asking me, Mike, can you coach me? Can you coach me? I honestly have no interest in developing a course or a coaching program where I'm selling you guys $100 an hour. People are offering to talk to me for $100 an hour. I just don't have the time. But what I do want to do is have that face-to-face, that person-to-person. I find there's way more value there. So if someone wants to come down and basically do a free mentorship with me and follow and learn, reach out. I really, really enjoy that. I get a lot of value from people who come down and maybe we each add value to each other's life in some way. And you guys help me in an aspect of my business, and I teach you about what there is to learn about with real estate, with building a property management company, renovating, all of these different intricate pieces. So I'm throwing that out there at the end of the video. And if you guys are still watching at the end of this video, I need you to smash that like button, and I need to hear in the comments, what do you think? Does your network equal your net worth? Do you think that it's really something, there's an opportunity here to build a fire community in London, Ontario, Canada? I would love for you guys to move to London, Ontario, Canada, because I think it's a mecca. I'm a big fan of planting the flag here and saying, this is a mecca of entrepreneurs. I want London to become a city where there's so many entrepreneurs.
This is an amazing place. I just drove in from one little angle of it, and there's a crane, there's booms, there's all this construction coming along.
One is blowing up. And we have the largest college, I think, in Ontario, and the largest university, I think, by population size. Western's the largest, and Fanshawe College is definitely the largest college. It might be in Canada, actually, the largest college.
What's the population?
24,000.
College?
Yeah.
Wow, it's huge.
With part-timers and internationals. Yeah, I think there's like 24,000.
What about the university?
65,000, 70,000. So we have a lot of students that come here, and we need them to stay here. I'm actively thinking about starting a council here with a few entrepreneurs of angel investors that will go to the university and meet with entrepreneurs, I want to talk to these people who have these ideas, and I will fund these ideas. I'll bring them in. So that's something I'm working on the sideline. I'm working on becoming a judge for some case competitions and stuff, where I can find those keen students that shouldn't end up in Toronto. They should stay here in London, and we should build businesses here and revolutionize everything about this community, because London, basically you can do everything you can do in Toronto here in London, just on a smaller scale.
For sure.
500,000 people pretty much in the surrounding area. So anyway, that's what I got to say for you guys today. If you're still watching, I would love to hear in the comments, hey Mike, watch this whole video, loved it. And if you want to get a hold of René, how do you get a hold of you, René?
Getbetterreturns.com, or just Google my name, René Mass, and all my YouTube channel goes up there, and the videos, and my website as well.
He does a ton of cool videos on student rentals and talking about property management. We've had a lot of good
and mindset
conversations.
As well. I think that's very important.
Yeah, starting with the mindset first. That real estate's just a vehicle to unlock the freedom mindset.
Precisely.
I like that. Start with why you're doing it, rather than Simon Sinek talks about the why as opposed to that sort of thing. The how. Very good points. And I'm going to close off with what I always do: the 3 levers to unlock a wealthier you are spend less, earn more, and maximize returns. That's how you unlock the wealthiest you that you can possibly be. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Bye.